Unit 16. Review. Let's have a party. John Pierce wants to have a party for the people who live on his block. He calls Maggie Sloan to talk about it. Listen to the conversation.
Hello?
Hi, Maggie. This is John. How are you doing?
Oh, not bad.
Listen, Maggie, some of us want to have a neighborhood party next month. We want to plant trees and flowers on Willow Street, and we need to raise some money.
That's a great idea.
Well, would you like to help?
Sure, I'd love to. Where do you want to have the party?
I'd like to have it in the park.
Good idea. So, let's see, what do we have to do?
First, we have to call lots of people.
And let's put a sign in Arno's coffee shop.
I like that idea. Well, I'm going to call Carolyn now and tell her about the party.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Now listen to the conversation again and repeat each line.
Hello?
Hi, Maggie. This is John. How are you doing?
Oh, not bad.
Listen, Maggie, some of us want to have a neighborhood party next month. We want to plant trees and flowers on Willow Street. And we need to raise some money.
That's a great idea.
Well, would you like to help?
Sure, I'd love to. Where do you want to have the party?
I'd like to have it in the park.
Good idea. So, let's see. What do we have to do?
First, we have to call lots of people.
And let's put a sign in Arno's coffee shop.
I like that idea. Well, I'm going to call Carolyn now and tell her about the party.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Good day or good evening, wherever you are. Let's have a party, okay? This is the topic of our lesson now. When was the last time you had a party? Remember that? What do we mean by party, by the way? It's a social event or a social program when a lot of people meet together, come together to enjoy themselves by eating, drinking, or dancing. There are different kinds of parties, right? Like birthday parties, wedding parties, tea parties, family parties, and so on. Do you remember the last time you had a party? Well, anyway, here we have a neighborhood party in our lesson now, in our review lesson now. This is the last part of level 2, review, right? Level 2 is over. When people want to raise money to improve their neighborhood, they sometimes plan neighborhood parties. In a large city, they may have a block party for the people living on the same block. They sometimes use the money to plant trees and flowers. one purpose of a neighborhood party is to enable people to get better acquainted, right? As we listened for the first time, in the conversation, John said we want to plant trees and flowers on Willow Street. What is plant here? It means to put the seeds or a small tree or a plant in the ground to grow. So we plant trees. It means we put the small tree in the ground to grow, right? So, and then they talk about raising money, to raise money. Raise means collect here. How do you collect money? For example, when you put your money in your bank account, right, to save it, to make it bigger and bigger, little by little, to collect money like that. Well, alright, so we listen one more time to the conversations. I mean this one and the other ones that we will have later all together, for a better understanding and to reinforce our practice.
Unit 16. Review. Let's have a party. John Pierce wants to have a party for the people who live on his block. He calls Maggie Sloan to talk about it. Listen to the conversation.
Hello?
Hi, Maggie. This is John. How are you doing?
Oh, not bad.
Listen, Maggie, some of us want to have a neighborhood party next month. We want to plant trees and flowers on Willow Street, and we need to raise some money.
That's a great idea.
Well, would you like to help?
Sure, I'd love to. Where do you want to have the party?
I'd like to have it in the park.
Good idea. So, let's see, what do we have to do?
First, we have to call lots of people.
And let's put a sign in Arno's coffee shop.
I like that idea. Well, I'm going to call Carolyn now and tell her about the party.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Now listen to the conversation again and repeat each line.
Hello?
Hi, Maggie. This is John. How are you doing?
Oh, not bad.
Listen, Maggie, some of us want to have a neighborhood party next month. We want to plant trees and flowers on Willow Street. And we need to raise some money.
That's a great idea.
Well, would you like to help?
Sure, I'd love to. Where do you want to have the party?
I'd like to have it in the park.
Good idea. So, let's see. What do we have to do?
First, we have to call lots of people.
And let's put a sign in Arno's coffee shop.
I like that idea. Well, I'm going to call Carolyn now and tell her about the party.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Okay, let's test our understanding by answering this exercise. Say right, wrong, or I don't know. Number 1, the neighborhood needs money for trees and flowers. It says right. How do we know it is right? Because John says we want to plant trees and flowers on Willow Street and we need to raise some money. That's the point. Number 2, Carolyn can't come to the party. What do you think? We don't know about that. There's no information about this point. Number 3. Maggie doesn't want to plant flowers. What do you think? The answer is wrong. Yeah? Why wrong? Because when John talks about this idea, Maggie says that's a great idea. So she agrees. Number 4. Maggie wants to help with the party. What do you think? Yeah, the answer is right. How do we know it is right? When John says, would you like to help? Maggie says, sure, I'd love to. That's the reason. Yeah, number 5. John and Maggie are going to put a sign in Arno's coffee shop. What do you think? Yeah, that's right, because Maggie says, and let's put a sign in Arno's coffee shop. John says, I like that idea. Both of them like it, right? Number 6. The party is next Saturday. What do you think? The answer is wrong, because the party is next month. John says, some of us want to have a neighborhood party next month. Alright, exercise 2. There is a sign. They put a sign now there. It says, John and Maggie put this notice about the party in Arno's coffee shop. Read the notice, then say right, wrong, or I don't know. Let's read it now. A block party. Let's make our neighborhood beautiful. We need money for trees and flowers. Would you like to help? Then come to a party next month. When? May 24th. What time? 6:30. Where? Fulton Ferry Park. All you can eat for $4. Bring your friends. We need people to prepare food and bring drinks. For more information, call John Pierce at 624-1013 or Maggie Sloan at 624-3924. We'll see you there. Now let's see. Number 1. The party is May 24th at 5:30. It is wrong. Why is it wrong? Because it says at 6:30. Number 2. The money is for a new school in the neighborhood. What do you think? What's the money for? It says the money is for trees and flowers. So it is wrong. Number 3. The party is in Fulton Ferry Park. As we can see clearly, it is right, of course. It says that. Number 3. Loretta thinks $4 is too expensive. What do you think? There's no information, so I don't know is the answer. Number 5. People can bring their friends. What do you think? That's right, because it says bring your friends. Number 6. John and Maggie are bringing all the food and drinks. What do you think? The answer is wrong, because it is written we need people to prepare food and bring drinks. Yeah, so it is wrong. Exercise 3 now. Maggie and Carolyn have plans to go out for dinner. Carolyn runs into John and invites him to join them. Act out the conversation. Use this information. John can't go. He has to work late. He suggests Friday, but Carolyn already has plans. We use this information to fill in the blanks and to complete the conversation. Alright, let's think about it for a while. Okay, so Maggie and I are going out for dinner tonight. Then in the blanks, what should we say? Would you like to join us? John says, oh, I'd really like to, but I can't. I have to work late. But thanks for inviting me. Then Carolyn says, well, maybe some other time. John says, how about Friday? Then Carolyn says, oh, I already have plans. John says, oh, that's too bad. Well, say hi to Maggie for me. This is how we complete this conversation. Now we go to the next part, number 4. Fill in the blanks with the correct preposition to, at, in, on, or article a and the, or both. In some cases, no preposition or article is necessary. Number 1, let's go to a nice restaurant. There's a good French restaurant on State Street. I had lunch there on Friday, and the food was delicious. The next line, French food is too expensive, so here nothing is needed. Let's go to the Japanese restaurant on the corner. Number 2, I found this book at the Pine Street Library. It was on the table. Oh, it's Jim Lorca's book. Do you think he's at home now? No, he's in class, but he'll be back in an hour. Number 3. How was your day at work? Not too good. I went to the office, but I was really tired. Me too. I went home early. So here we don't have anything, no preposition, because we have home. We never use any preposition before home. Exercise 5. Fill in the blanks with the correct object pronoun, possessive adjective, or possessive pronoun. Choose from the list below. Of course, it's a review because we had it in our lessons before. As this is a review, it is repeated for us. So, number 1. Hey, where are you going? That coat is mine. It's not yours. It's my coat. I'm sure it's mine. Those are my gloves in the pocket. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Number 2. Who were those people? Charlie Smith and his wife. Her name is Beth. Number 3. I have to call the Parkers. Do you have their phone number? Just a minute. I'll get it for you. Number 4. I think we lost our traveler's checks. Oh no! What are we going to do? Well, there's a clerk over there. Maybe he can help us. How many people are coming? So let's see what the background is. At an informal party of this type, paper plates and plastic utensils are generally used and then thrown away. Hamburgers and hot dogs are often served. Punch is a drink consisting of soda and fruit juices, and sometimes wine or liquor. It is served from a large punch bowl in which all the ingredients have been mixed. Here in this lesson we have the expression, "Do you have a minute?" which is a request for someone's time. But the discussion invariably lasts more than a minute. The new vocabulary indicates the verbs plan, cook, the nouns dish and punch, and the eating utensils such as paper plates, paper cups, napkins, punch bowl, and plastic forks, knives, and spoons. Pictures of these utensils appear in the photograph on the right, as we can see it. Now let's listen in.
John runs into Maggie a week before the party. Listen to the conversation.
John.
Hi, Maggie. Listen, do you have a minute? We've got to talk about the party.
Sure. By the way, how many people are coming?
Oh, 30 or 40, I think.
What kind of food do you plan to have?
Well, some people are going to cook different dishes, and Carolyn's going to bring beer and punch. I'm going to bring hamburgers and hot dogs.
That sounds great. Listen, I'm going to do some shopping tonight. Can I get anything else?
Yes. Could you get, paper plates and plastic forks, knives and spoons?
Sure. You know, we also need a big punch bowl.
I've got one at home.
Oh, good. Did you get napkins and paper cups?
Oh, I forgot. We need those too.
I'll get them.
Thanks, Maggie.
Now listen to the conversation again and repeat each line.
John.
Hi, Maggie. Listen, do you have a minute? We've got to talk about the party.
Sure. By the way, how many people are coming?
Oh, 30 or 40, I think.
What kind of food do you plan to have?
Well, some people are going to cook different dishes, and Carolyn's going to bring beer and punch. I'm going to bring hamburgers and hot dogs.
That sounds great. Listen, I'm going to do some shopping tonight. Can I get anything else?
Yes. Could you get paper plates and plastic forks, knives and spoons?
Sure. You know, we also need a big punch bowl.
I've got one at home.
Oh, good. Did you get napkins and paper cups?
Oh, I forgot. We need those too.
I'll get them.
Thanks, Maggie.
Our comprehension check now. Say right, wrong, or I don't know. 1. 20 people are coming to the party. The answer is wrong. How do we know it is wrong? because when Maggie asks how many people are coming, John says, 30 or 40, I think. 2. John has a punch bowl at home. What do you think? The answer is right, because when Maggie says we also need a big punch bowl, John says, I've got one at home. Number 3. Carolyn is going to bring hamburgers. What do you think? The answer is wrong, because Carolyn is going to bring beer and punch. Number 4. Maggie doesn't like hot dogs. What do you think? I don't know. Right. No information here. Number 5. Maggie is going to buy paper plates and napkins. Yeah, the answer is right. That's right. Because when Maggie said, did you get napkins and paper cups? John said, I forgot. We need those too. Maggie says, I'll get them. Number 6. John got paper cups. What do you think? Of course, the answer is wrong, because John said, I forgot them. Number 7. Carolyn is going to bring beer and punch. What about that? The answer is right, of course. We already mentioned it. Now exercise 2, which is making a conversation on our own. It says, Maggie goes shopping for the party and stops at Nick's grocery store to see if he has the things she needs. Act out the conversation. First, we read the explanations. Maggie asks Nick if he has any knives, forks, and spoons. The example at the bottom says, do you have any knives, forks, and spoons? Then we go to Nick's side. Nick says he has some plastic ones, asks Maggie how many she would like. So, what do you think we should say? For Nick, we should say, yes, I've got some plastic ones. How many would you like? Now we go down to Maggie's side. Maggie says, how many? Then, about 100 of each. As a conversation, we should say, I'd like about 100 of each. Then we go to Nick's side. Nick asks if Maggie needs anything else. So we say, for Nick, do you need anything else? Then back onto Maggie's side. Maggie says she also needs 100 paper plates, paper cups, and napkins, then asks the price. So in the form of conversation, Maggie says, yes, I also need 100 paper plates, paper cups, and napkins. How much is it? Then Nick tells Maggie the price, $6.29. Nick says that'll be $6.29 or $6.29. Of course, in this section, first we see a reminder of grammar points, and of course we spoke about it in details before, right? So, exercise 3 says, fill in the blanks with some, any, this, that, these, those, the one, the ones, the one, or the ones. Okay, are you ready? Let's see. Number 1. I'd like some oranges, please. How much are these over there? Or how much are the ones over there? The answer is 35 cents each. And the ones next to the bananas, how much are they? 5 for $1. I'll take the ones next to the bananas. Number 2. Do you have any cherries? I'm all out of cherries. Would you like some grapes? Yes. How much are these right here? Those ones, or those, are $1.29 a pound, and the green ones are $1.49. We see another grammar point here, and of course you remember we spoke about it, present continuous. We already know what it's all about. Exercise 4, complete the conversations. Ready? Let's go. Hello? Hi, Sarah. This is John. What are you doing? I'm reading a book. What about you? I'm not doing anything special. How do we know we should say I'm not doing negative form? Because we have anything in the sentence. Listen, do you want to go to a movie? Okay, what's playing? Gone with the Wind is playing at the state. Number 2. Hi Sally, hi Bill. Are you two having a good time at the concert? Yes, we are having a great time. By the way, where's George? He's teaching a class. He teaches at Madison College on Saturday afternoons. Now, let's listen in to our audio exercise.
5. Christine Pappas calls Katie Mulligan to tell her about the neighborhood party. Read the statements below. Then listen to the telephone conversation and say right or wrong.
Hello?
Hi, Katie. This is Chris.
Oh, hi, Chris. What are you doing?
Nothing much. Listen, there's a neighborhood party next Saturday. Do you want to go?
Oh, I don't know. Let's go to Greenwich Village instead.
Oh, but everything costs too much, and we were just there last week.
Well, okay. Let's go to the party. Did you say this Saturday?
No, next Saturday.
Are these statements right or wrong? 1. The party is this Saturday. 2. Chris wants to go to the party.
So, what are your answers? 1. The party is this Saturday. What do you think? The answer is wrong because it's next Saturday. Number 2. Chris wants to go to the party. So the answer is right. Yeah. Because she's calling and inviting Katie herself. Do you live around here? No, of course not. Because you live in different parts of the world, of course. This is the topic of our lesson in this section. In this part, Nancy Warren introduces herself to John Pierce, whom she recognizes as a tenant in her parents' building. People meeting at a party often exchange small talk. That is, they talk about where they live, where they work, and their likes and dislikes. The language of this part, John and Nancy are speaking to each other informally, although not as informally as friends would. People who meet at parties often treat each other as peers and tend to pass information in an informal way. Yet, the content of the conversation often reflects a certain politeness and reserve. Alright, enough about the introduction. Let's go to the main part and listen in.
Do you live around here? Mrs. Baxter's daughter, Nancy Warren, is at the neighborhood party and is talking to John Pierce. Listen to the conversation.
Hello, I'm Nancy Warren. I'm Sylvia Baxter's daughter.
Nice to meet you. I'm John Pierce. Do you live around here?
Well, I'm just visiting. I live in Boston. Do you work around here, John?
I work at the Brooklyn Heights Press. I'm a reporter.
How do you like it?
I really like it a lot. It's very interesting. What about you? What do you do?
I just got a new job. I work for an advertising agency.
Oh, what did you do before that?
I was a reporter, too, at a small newspaper in Boston.
Oh, really? How did you like that job?
Well, not too much. It was interesting, but I had to work long hours. I was never home on weekends.
Now listen to the conversation again and repeat each line.
Hello, I'm Nancy Warren. I'm Sylvia Baxter's daughter.
Nice to meet you. I'm John Pierce. Do you live around here?
Well, I'm just visiting. I live in Boston. Do you work around here, John?
I work at the Brooklyn Heights Press. I'm a reporter.
How do you like it?
I really like it a lot. It's very interesting. What about you? What do you do?
I just got a new job. I work for an advertising agency.
Oh, what did you do before that?
I was a reporter, too, at a small newspaper in Boston.
Oh, really? How did you like that job?
Well, not too much. It was interesting, but I had to work long hours. I was never home on weekends.
Now let's test our comprehension. Number 1, Nancy is Sylvia Baxter's daughter. Of course it is right, because she clearly says that. She says, I'm Nancy Warren, I'm Sylvia Baxter's daughter. Number 2, John likes his job a lot. What do you think? That is right, because when Nancy asks, how do you like it? John said, I really like it a lot. Number 3, John works long hours. What do you think? No information here is available. So we say, I don't know. Number 4, John is a reporter and Nancy is too. That's wrong, because Nancy is now working for an advertising agency and she was a reporter before, right? She says, I was a reporter too. Number 5, Nancy liked her old job a lot. What do you think? The answer is wrong, because when John says, how did you like that job? Nancy says, well, not too much. Number 6, John's pay is good. What do you think? The answer is I don't know, because no information is given to us here about this. Now exercise 2. Mr. Baxter is talking to Maggie, and Mrs. Baxter joins the conversation. Act out the conversation. Use this information. The Baxters don't like cities. Mrs. Baxter thinks they're too dangerous and would like to live in the suburbs. Maggie thinks the suburbs are boring. Alright? So this is the information we need to complete the conversation. The blanks. Fill in the blanks. Ready now? So Mrs. Baxter says, "Do you want to go home soon, dear?" Mr. Baxter, "No, it's too early." Mrs. Baxter, "Well, okay, but let's leave in about an hour." Mr. Baxter, "Maggie and I are talking about life in New York City." To Maggie, "You know, I don't like cities." Mrs. Baxter, "I don't either." Maggie, "Oh, I do. I think cities are exciting." Mrs. Baxter, "I agree, but they're too dangerous. I like to live in the suburbs." Maggie, "There's nothing to do in the suburbs." Mrs. Baxter, "But there are trees and flowers and the streets are clean." Maggie, "Well, we're going to have trees and flowers here too." In fact, in this way, Maggie is using a little bit of sense of humor by mentioning we're going to have trees and flowers here too. Yeah, just for kidding. Alright, here we are. Well, it's not bad to take a look at this grammar point in the frames in order to remember the point if we happen to forget it. Alright? But we spoke about the points before. Exercise 3 says, some people are talking at the party. Complete the conversations. Use the present tense of be, the simple present or the present continuous. Number 1. Sue isn't here tonight. Where is she? Diego, she's visiting her parents. She visits them every Saturday. Carmen, oh, where do they live? Diego, they just moved to Connecticut. 2. Tom, where do you work, Maggie? Maggie, I work at Brooklyn Hospital. I'm a lab technician. How about you? What do you do? Tom, well, I'm an actor, but right now I'm working in a bank. Maggie, oh, did you meet Caroline Duval? She's an actress. Fill in the blanks with always, usually, sometimes, or never. Do you remember them? Frequency adverbs. Let's think about them for a short time. Alright. I guess you're ready now. Number 1. Ellen Smith works on Wall Street. She walks to work almost every day. When she's late, she takes the bus. Ellen usually walks to work, but she sometimes takes the bus. Number 2. Jim Stone owns a store on Grand Street. The store is closed on Sundays, so he takes it easy that day. Jim never works on Sundays. Number 3. Mark and Sue Keller own a grocery store. They don't have a lot of money, so they work every day from 9 to 6. Their store is always open on Sundays. Number 4. Carmen and Diego were born in Mexico and speak both Spanish and English. When their parents visit, they speak Spanish. When they're alone, they speak English. Sometimes Carmen and Diego speak Spanish and sometimes they speak English. Are you having a good time? I hope you are. So here, people at a party talk about the food, the music, other people, and whether or not they are having a good time. Friends may talk about mutual friends, past activities, and future plans. About the language used in this section, the expression uh-oh means no. The only new word is glad, meaning happy or pleased. Now let's catch up on what is happening there and listen in.
Are you having a good time? Chris and Katie are talking about the party and about what they did the night before. Listen to the conversation.
Are you having a good time, Katie?
Yeah, I really am. I'm glad we came. The food's good and the music is too.
I'm having a good time, too, but I'm really tired.
Really? What did you do last night?
Well, Jeff and I went to a movie.
Oh, what did you see?
We saw Love on a Rainy Afternoon.
Did you like it?
Not really. But then we went out to eat.
Oh, where did you go?
To a Chinese restaurant. We had a great time. How about you? What did you do?
Oh, nothing much. I went to bed at 9 o'clock.
That's not too exciting. Listen, do you want to go for a walk? The weather's really nice.
Okay, but let's come back to the party.
Now listen to the conversation again and repeat each line.
Are you having a good time, Katie?
Yeah, I really am. I'm glad we came. The food's good and the music is too.
I'm having a good time, too. But I'm really tired.
Really? What did you do last night?
Well, Jeff and I went to a movie.
Oh, what did you see?
We saw Love on a Rainy Afternoon.
Did you like it?
Not really. But then we went out to eat.
Oh, where did you go?
To a Chinese restaurant. We had a great time. How about you? What did you do?
Oh, nothing much. I went to bed at 9 o'clock.
That's not too exciting. Listen, do you want to go for a walk? The weather's really nice.
Okay, but let's come back to the party.
Okay, now let's test our comprehension. How much we understood the story. Say right, wrong, or I don't know. Number 1. Katie isn't having a good time. It is wrong. Why is it wrong? Simply because in the beginning of the conversation, Chris says, "Are you having a good time, Katie?" Katie says, "Yeah, I really am." So she is having a good time. Number 2. Chris and Jeff first went to a movie and then to a Chinese restaurant. What is your answer? Yeah, the answer is right because we can see it. Yeah. Chris says, Jeff and I went to a movie. Yeah, and then she says, we went out to eat. She says, then we went out to eat. So the answer is right. Number 3. Katie went to bed early. What is your answer? The answer is right because Katie says I went to bed at 9 o'clock. Number 4. Chris liked Love on a Rainy Afternoon. What do you think? The answer is wrong because Katie said, did you like it? Chris says, oh, not really. So it is wrong. Number 5. Katie saw the movie last week. What do you think? The answer is I don't know. Yeah, nothing is mentioned here about the timing. Number 6. Katie and Chris are going to go for a walk. What do you think? The answer is right. Chris says, listen, do you want to go for a walk? The weather is really nice. Katie says, okay, so she agrees. Yeah, this is one of those very practical exercises. It says Carolyn and Maggie are talking about what they did the night before. Act out the conversation, use this information. Carolyn and John went out to eat. They went to a Mexican restaurant on Fulton Street. Maggie did some things for the party. Carolyn thinks it's a great party. Now let's go to the boxes, the frames that we have. On the left side, Maggie. On the right side, Carolyn. So step by step, we do it together. Maggie asks Carolyn what she did the night before. So in the conversation form, we say, what did you do last night, Carolyn? Maggie says this, in fact. Then about Carolyn, we see in the box, Carolyn tells Maggie what she did. So based on the information that we had, Carolyn says, John and I went out to eat. Then on Maggie's side, Maggie asks Carolyn where they went. So Maggie says, oh really? Where did you go? Then in the box, Carolyn says where they went. So Carolyn says, we went to a Mexican restaurant on Fulton Street. Then about Maggie, Maggie asks Carolyn if she had a good time. So in the conversation, Maggie says, did you have a good time? Then in the box for Carolyn, Carolyn says she had a great time, asks Maggie what she did. So in the conversation, Carolyn says, yes, I had a great time. How about you? What did you do? In the box for Maggie, Maggie tells Carolyn what she did. Now we use the information about this. Maggie says, I did some things for the party. Then about Carolyn, Carolyn gives her opinion of the party. She says in the conversation, well, it's really great party, Maggie. Now exercise 3. Becky Lucas and Larry Robbins are talking at a party and find out that they are neighbors. Complete the conversation using the correct rejoinder. I am too, I do too, I'm not either, or I don't either. We studied them before. Remember them? Alright. Are you ready? So Larry says, are you having a good time? Becky? Yes, how about you? Larry? I am too. Becky? Do you live on Willow Street? Larry? Yes, I live at 19. Becky? Oh, I do too. We're neighbors. Larry? I just moved to New York, and right now I'm working in New Jersey. Becky? Oh, I am too. Did you take the train to work? Larry? Usually, I don't like to drive. Becky, I don't either. I'm not a good driver. Larry, I'm not either. How about you then? Are you a good driver? Well, don't take it seriously. Just kidding. Exercise 4. The party is still going on and people are talking. Complete the conversations. Use the verbs in parentheses. Are you ready? Nick, I called you last night. Where were you? George, Loretta and I went out to eat. Nick, oh, where did you go? George, well, Loretta's birthday was yesterday and we went to the River Cafe. Number 2. Diego, I saw David last night. He just got back from his trip. Carmen, oh, was he in Mexico? Diego, yes, he went to Mexico City for a week. Carmen, did he see his parents? Diego, yes, and he saw his brothers and sisters too. Now exercise 5. The Arnos are at home the next day and are taking it easy. Act out the conversation. Loretta, ah, is this my coffee? George, I think it's mine. Yours is over there. Loretta, the phone's ringing. Could you answer it? George, sure. To John, oh, hello, John. It was a great party. We had a wonderful time.
Unit 16, Exercise 1. Listen to the conversations. After each statement, write right, wrong, or I don't know. Part 1.
Stan, are you going to Mr. Lewis's birthday party Friday?
I'd like to, Roy, but I don't want to go alone.
Do you remember Eleanor Hellman? She was the receptionist here last year. I saw her the other day and she asked about you. You could give her a call.
Okay, I will.
Stan, are you going to Mr. Lewis's birthday party Friday?
I'd like to, Roy, but I don't want to go alone.
Do you remember Eleanor Hellman? She was the receptionist here last year. I saw her the other day and she asked about you. You could give her a call.
Okay, I will.
Part 2.
Hello?
Hello, Eleanor?
Yes?
This is Stan Moore.
Oh, Stan, how are you?
Fine, thanks. Eleanor, would you like to go to a party with me Friday?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm pretty busy these days.
Oh? What are you doing?
I'm working mornings and taking classes at the university. And right now my parents are visiting from Iowa.
That's nice.
Hello?
Hello, Eleanor?
Yes?
This is Stan Moore.
Oh, Stan, how are you?
Fine, thanks. Eleanor, would you like to go to a party with me Friday?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm pretty busy these days.
Oh? What are you doing?
I'm working mornings and taking classes at the university. And right now my parents are visiting from Iowa.
That's nice.
Part 3.
But I am free on Friday. My parents are going to a friend's house that night, and I don't have any classes. What kind of party is it?
It's my boss's birthday. You remember Mr. Lewis?
Oh, sure. How old is he anyway? About 80?
I don't know. I don't think so. Do you think you can go? I Can pick you up at about 8.
Okay, Stan, thanks. I'll see you Friday at 8. But I am free on Friday. My parents are going to a friend's house that night, and I don't have any classes. What kind of party is it?
It's my boss's birthday. You remember Mr. Lewis?
Oh, sure. How old is he anyway? About 80?
I don't know. I don't think so. Do you think you can go? I can pick you up at about 8.
Okay, Stan, thanks. I'll see you Friday at 8.
Part 4. You say your parents are visiting you now?
Yes, they're here from Iowa for 2 weeks.
How do they like Philadelphia?
My mother loves the city. She likes the museums and the concerts, and she loves to spend money in the stores. My father misses the country.
You say your parents are visiting you now?
Yes, they're here from Iowa for 2 weeks.
How do they like Philadelphia?
My mother loves the city. She likes the museums and the concerts, and she loves to spend money in the stores. My father misses the country.
Part 5.
Did you have a good time?
Well,
I really was boring.
and there wasn't very much food. To tell you the truth, I'm hungry.
I am too. Would you like to stop for a hamburger?
Please.
Part 6.
Did you and Eleanor have fun at the party?
Not really. But we went out for hamburgers afterward and had a good time.
Are you going to see her again?
Yep, next Saturday night.
Hey, terrific.
Exercise 5. Listen to the conversations. If the speakers are talking about the past, mark past. If they are talking about something that is happening now, mark now. If they are talking about something they do every day, or as a habit, mark every day. 1,
Where did you live before you moved here?
Near Seattle.
2,
How did you like the dinner?
It was terrible. 3,
What are you doing?
Writing a letter to my parents.
4,
How does she get to work?
She usually walks.
5,
How's the weather?
It's snowing.
6,
Do you eat lunch here often?
Yes, their hamburgers are great.
7,
Are you having a good time?
Yes, I am.
I am too.
8,
Where did you work before?
In an office.
9,
Who was that?
My brother.
10.
What's playing?
2 old movies.
Exercise 2. Read the conversation, then write a question for each answer. Jill and Angela are talking on the phone. It's 7 o'clock Friday night. Angela. Hello. Hi, Angela. This is Jill. How are you doing? Fine, but I'm pretty tired. It was very busy at the office. How about you? Great. Hey, would you like to go to a party tonight? Tonight? No, I'm too tired. Oh, please. I don't want to go alone. Where is it? In Emeryville. Emeryville? That's an hour and a half from here. Not by train. Train? My car is in the garage. Thanks for asking me, but I just want to stay home and watch TV. Sure, maybe next week. There's a great party in Sunnyvale. Maybe. Now the questions, and answers. So number 1, we have the answer, but we must ask the question. The answer is in an office. The question is, where does Angela work? So number 2, the answer is no, she wants to stay home and watch TV. Based on the conversation we had, what do you think the question must be? Does Angela want to go to the party? This is the question. No, she wants to stay home and watch TV. Number 3, the answer is his car's in the garage. What is the question, you think? Where's Gil's car? Okay. Number 4, the answer is it's tonight. Based on the conversation, what is the question? Where is the party? That's right. Number 5, the answer is in Emeryville. What is the question? Where is the party tonight? That's right. Exercise 3. Connect 2 ideas with but. Use the information in exercise 2. Right? So, number 1, Emeryville is nice, but it's too far. Let's think about the 2 sides. Okay? Alright, so number 2, I'd like to drive, what should we say? But my car is in the garage. That's right. So, number 3, thanks for asking me, but I just want to stay home and watch TV. Okay. Number 4, I'm too tired this week, but maybe next week. Number 5, I know it's late, but what should we say? I don't want to go alone. Alright, that's good. Alright, exercise 4, our very practical exercise. Act out the conversation. Take the part of John or Lou. John and Lou meet at a party in Los Angeles. John's very tired. He worked all day at the children's hospital. He's a lab technician. Lou is an actor from New York, but is unemployed. So on the left side, we have a part for John. It says, introduce yourself to Lou. What do you think John should say? He naturally says, hi, my name's John. And on the other side, about Lou, we have this information. Say, nice to meet you, and say your name. So Lou says, it's nice to meet you, John. My name's Lou, or I am Lou. Then on the left side, number 2 for John. Ask what Lou does. So John says, what do you do? We go to the right side, number 2 for Lou. Say what you do and where you work. Ask what John does. So what should we say about Lou? What does Lou do? He says, I'm an actor and I work. Where does he work? He's unemployed. So he says, I'm an actor, but I'm unemployed. And then says, what do you do? And John says, what should we say about John? John says, I'm a lab technician. And in the box, the instruction say, ask how Lou likes his job. So John says, how do you like your job? Then on the right side, there's nothing special about this, so we say, I like it a lot, something like this. Then on the left side about John, after give your opinion of your job, it says ask where he's from. So John says, where are you from? Then on the other side, for John, say where you are from. So where is Lou from? Yeah, New York. He says, I'm from New York. And then it says, invite John to join you and your friends for dinner tomorrow night. So Lou says, would you like to join me and my friends for dinner tomorrow night? We go to the left side. It says, refuse the invitation and give an excuse. So John says, I'd like to, but I can't because I have to visit a friend. Something like this. We can give any excuse we want. Then on the other side about Lou, number 5 says, say maybe next time. So in the conversation, Lou says, maybe some other time, or maybe next time. Something like this. Alright, so that's it. Good job. Exercise 6. Look at the pictures and complete the information about Eric. Write the missing word in each blank. Eric has a new job. So, the first picture now. Eric lives in the suburbs. He goes jogging every morning. In the picture, we see clearly that he's going jogging. Number 2. According to the picture that we see, he does research at Western Electric. His job is very interesting and the pay is good. Number 3. On Friday nights, Eric and his wife usually go out to dinner. Now this part, last year. Number 4. Last year Eric went to work very early. Number 5. He did research at Central Gas and Electric. The hours were long and the job was very boring. Number 6. He never went to parties. He always had to work late. So all of these answers that we provided are based on the pictures, based on the informations existing in the pictures. For example, about number 6, in the picture it says, there's a party Friday night, can you come? The answer is, I like to but I can't, I have to work late. So based on this information, we give this answer. Alright, now write a question for each of the answers in the box. Write the answers under each questions. Let's think about it for a while, okay? So, first let's see what we have in the box. Number 1 is jogging. Number 2, in the suburbs. Number 3, at Central Gas and Electric. Number 4, at Western Electric. Number 5, he thinks it's very interesting. Number 6, he worked there last year. Number 1 as an example. What's Eric doing? He is jogging, right? So, number 2, what should we say? Where does he live? In the suburbs, right? So the answer tells us what the question should be. Number 3, the answer is at Central Gas and Electric. What is the question, you think? Where did he work last year? Alright. Number 4, the answer is at Western Electric. What is the question? Where does he work now? Number 5. The answer is, he thinks it's very interesting. What is the question? How does he like his job? This is the question. Number 6. The answer is he worked there last year. What is the question? When did he work at Central Gas and Electric? This is the question. Alright, you've done a great job, thanks. It was very nice being with you, talking to you, and working with you. This was the end of level 2. So the second level is over. So next time we'll start level 3. New lessons with different brand new topics. So see you then. Have a nice time. Goodbye.